I knew some of you out there were sharp enough to have noticed that sword sitting under on the mats on that Who's Better at Martial Arts video. Here's the sword here. I forgot to make a video about it, so let's show some details on this really cool kind of shinobigatana. Okay, so I bought this off of eBay, and this was billed as a shinobigatana or a ninja sword. Now we can argue in history, were the ninja swords real? Probably not like this with the square guard. A ninja sword would have been a katana. It would have been curved, probably, and it would have been used like every other type of sword. And this is just a cool design here. First thing I like to look at is the color, and often when I order these swords for my collection, I look at something unique. And this ito, this wrap here, is an interesting, nice suede or leather. It's extremely tight. It doesn't move at all. It's a katatemake, a kind of a one-handed battle wrap here. And it has no manuki, if you notice. It does not have any of the manuki in here. It has two makugi pins, one here, and these are, assuming it's a full-length tang. I think it is. I can tell by the weight. I haven't taken this apart to see if there's a signature. There may or may not be. I doubt it with a blade of this quality, but I really like the feel of this handle. It feels great in the hands. There's no risk of sliding, and with that kind of annoying cotton wrap, you don't get all of the discoloration and the frays that come off. This is a solidly wrapped handle. The samegawa here is black and painted, and it is real. It's probably just panels, but it's not a fake plastic, which you see on a lot of budget swords here. The overall length is 40.6 inches here. The saya scabbard is wood with this kind of teardrop pattern on it, as you can see, which is really good at keeping off nicks and scratches and fingerprints. This teardrop pattern, which makes it look like the sword is kind of wet, is really good as far as keeping the sword clean looking. You get the plain black piano finish saya, and they get marked up with just a touch of anything. This one's going to stay clean looking. I like this kind of color of the sageo here. It's kind of a dark aqua color, almost a greenish blue, to do the best that they could to match the handle. The kurigata is nothing to write home about. It's the same wood as the saya scabbard. The end of the scabbard is plain. There's nothing really here to adorn it at all, which is fine because this is a very plain sword. The kashira, the butt cap, as you can see, is a plain alloy metal here, and it's all in solid black. It has a large steel square guard or iron square guard here, again all in black. The seppa are all in black. Habaki's in black. Everything is a simple black and green elegant color. The handle is 10.6 inches, so that's plenty of room to get both hands on, or you can use a katate one-handed hold. This sword would be light enough. Drawing the blade out, and the shape of the blade is interesting, and it makes it very, very fast to draw. The makers say that this blade is made of a T10 clay tempered steel. T10 is known to be harder to scratch. It holds its edge very well, and it's also harder to sharpen. It's a beautiful looking blade, highly polished here. You can see the Honhon line, which is done with the clay, is done very well. This is a harder surface and the softer back here. A beautiful sword blade. The blade length is 27, almost 28 inches long, and it fits in the scabbard quite snugly and has about an inch at the end there. This is typical of a blade at this budget level. It is a maru blade. Maru means circle, or it can also mean complete or whole. What a maru style blade is, or muke style is, it's all made of one piece of steel. There's no folding here. There's no multi-levels where you have an interior type of steel folded. It's one hunk of steel, so it's a simple blade, and that keeps their costs down when making these blades. But hey, they really hold up well with rigor and cutting practice. There are many shapes of Japanese sword blades. This is a shinogizukuri. Shinogizukuri means that there's a ridge line here so that the blade is thicker on the top, and of course it tapers toward the edge itself. So a shinogizukuri blade is the most common, and it has a ridge line. Now where the ridge line is on the blade makes a difference. This one is a bit higher. Normally ridge lines are high or into the middle. The higher the ridge line, less friction when you're cutting, it's going to go through hard targets. If the ridge line is down lower, it's going to go through softer targets a bit better. This is a perfect ridge line where it's kind of middle to medium, so the friction of the sword is going to go through targets really, really nicely. And these ridge lines also help, believe it or not, in the drawing of the sword. The ridge line allows the sword to come out of the saya and the scabbard very, very fast. What I like about this is the mune, the spine here, I don't know if you can see that, also has a taper. It has a beveled edge so that the spine, if I can show you, the top is not flat of this. The top goes down like the roof of a house. Again, that will make it very, very fast coming out of the scabbard. So even the design of the back, the spine of the blade, can affect, within micromilliseconds of the speed of the draw of the blade. This ridge line makes the blade very strong, and the ridge line goes up past the yokote. It has a yokote here which separates the kasaki here. That takes some more skill and craftsmanship to make that here. Very strong here for stabbing and piercing. Very, very, very sharp blade. This is one of the sharpest swords that I own, so whoever sharpened it way over there did a great, great job at keeping this blade pristine and sharp. And because it's a T10, I have a feeling that it won't scratch as easily as some of the other softer steels that I have. And as you can see, the habaki is a solid black, seppa, all black metal, so it blends really nice. It's a sharp, sharp looking blade. No frills, all simple cutting power here. And I love the shape. The weight is very, very good. Balance point is right about there in the middle. It's quick, it's dexterous, you can cut with it, stab with it, whatever you need to do. And because you have this large hand guard, it's really going to protect your hands from another blade, or of course from your hands sliding up onto the blade itself. Good job with this design. I really think it's simple, cool, and effective. I would highly recommend this sword or something like it off of eBay. This sword retails for about $200 to $300 depending on where you buy it from. I love the tightness of this. It's already tight going into here. That means that the scabbard is designed really tightly. You want that type of resistance and friction so this thing doesn't fall out when you're running around. You want it to be a little bit tight there, so they did a great job at designing the koiguchi to fit very well up on the habaki collar here. It really fits smoothly. That is a smooth draw. Of course, it's only going to get looser with time. Really a fine blade for the price range of, $200-300 with shipping. You can find one of these somewhere online if you look. The key to finding any type of sword like this is to research. So there's a quick look at this interesting kind of shinobigatana style of sword. So to find something like this, go to eBay and type in shinobigatana or ninja sword. You could type in katana with leather wrapping or green wrapped katana, and something like this will pop up. There are 7 overseas companies that make swords like this that anyone can buy right now. You can order it today and it'll be at your house in 2 weeks. So good luck if you want a simple low-budget sword. Here's one for you. Until next time, good training to you and your dojo. Bye-bye.